The city of Stoke has turned out in force. It might not be a full-strength Red Devils, but it is Manchester United, and you can't get a seat here for love nor money. Lou Macari's side is built around power and strength, though one of his muscle men, David Regis, failed a fitness test. So in attack, summer signing Martin Carruthers partners Mark Stein, the object of many Premiership clubs' desires. Brian Robson's the only remaining player from Lou Macari's 11 years at Old Trafford. He's one of 7 changes from Sunday's win against Arsenal. Parker, Ince, Keane, Giggs, Cantona don't feature. Steve Bruce and Lee Sharp will be in reserve on the bench. I asked Alex Ferguson before the game how many of those missing players are injured, and he replied, all of them. Referee John Key from Rotherham modelling the traditional black shirt of the half a dozen officials have to carry in the kit bag these days. Lou Macari's instruction to his team tonight: it doesn't matter who we're playing, we can't match them for skill. The only way we're going to beat the great Manchester United is to outdo them for work rate. And it's United straight onto the attack. A whole mixture of numbers as Alex Ferguson chooses the evening to blood several of what should we say is fringe players. Not too bad when you can call on a former captain of England to make up the numbers in your side, because 7 players are out. He's going to be fully committed tonight, though. Stoke lacking a little bit of height in attack, with David Regis pulling out through injury before the game, but they do have plenty of pace. Expect to see the ball played over the top. Clarkson's ball over the top, and little Mark Stein at 5'5", 5'6" isn't going to win those. But he'll always cause enough problems and force the opponents into mistakes. Little far out to have a shot at goal. That's Mickey Ginn, the former Coventry Cup finalist, standing over the ball. The big men from the back have got up in attack. Header from Sanford, but going just wide. Stoke have several 6-footers. Cranton and Sanford and Oberson like to get forward, and they tend to all go for the same ball, and a combination of heads there giving Peter Schmeichel his first attack of the nerves. A certain amount of nervousness in the Stoke City backline. Everywhere they look, it might be, in some people's views, a second-rate Manchester United lineup. But it's not bad when you can bring in a former England captain and a cup final hero. Darren Ferguson, son of the manager, back in favour. It's a nice little pass for Mark Hughes to chase. Strong challenge from Cranton, letting Hughes know he's around. But Hughes just has that strength and power in those legs. Good cross. Dublin with a header! Just over. And Dean Dublin will see this evening as a chance to re-establish himself in the Manchester United team. Only a year ago, he was the great goal-scoring hope. Nice flick from Stein. Saves that, he says to Nigel Gleghorn. Ginn. Sanford. Bowling. Stein. Good football from Stoke. Leghorn spots Ian Clarkson, the former Birmingham Pairling Cup. Clarkson with a shot and creeps in front of Schmeichel's goal. Fancied a chance, only his 3rd game for Stoke City, Ian Clarkson, but a full-back who likes to get forward. I think Manchester United are expecting a cross at this stage, but he saw the whites of the posts and put the ball through the gap, and should have been a corner. Hasn't been a pretty game so far. High on commitment, low on any individual skill. I suppose it's bound to be when you're missing Giggs and Cantona. What can Tony Orlickson do? showing his own little turn of flair. And a cross shot just too high for Mark Stein. He'd need a stepladder to get ahead to that one. And the Stoke fans appreciate the run of the Icelandic man who came in the summer from Nottingham Forest, surplus to their requirements. The one player who's showed a bit of flair tonight, skipping around Lee Martin. But his cross wasn't quite good enough, always away from Stein in the middle. Robson. Sanford away. Owen. Leclerc. Jim again trying to stem the flow. And Chelskis. Robson. United players have been so tightly marked. Irwin's cross. Spectacular clearance by Cranston, only as far as Kanchelskis. And the crosses arrive, Stoke are just defending and protecting Mark Prudhow's goal so well. There has been a slight weakness down the wings, but no weakness in a very strong centre. Tony Orlickson sends a little dummy. Stein can shoot from this kind of angle and does produce a shot and produces a spectacular goal. Well, that wasn't bad, was it? Mark Stein, who would love to play in the Premiership, produces a goal of Premiership class. Peter Schmeichel saw nothing of that. Manchester United may not have seen Stein play so often, but he scores a great percentage of goals from this kind of angle. Pallister and Schmeichel thought they had it covered, but there was no stopping that. It takes some power to be the goalkeeper of Schmeichel's class. "33 minutes gone, Mark Stein has put Stoke City ahead. Lou Macari's head almost went through the top of the dugout when that goal went in. Nigel Gleghorn can't get it over Pallister. Had to be an exceptional pass to beat the tall man. Stein's in the centre again as Orlickson finds him. Oh, Stein slips this time. Spectacular, but not a spectacular shot. There's only so much punishment, I suppose, Mark Hughes can take. Ferguson, Hughes. Strong challenge on Leclerc. Clarkson. Martin, behind you is the shout from the United fans. You didn't hear that. Header in for Carruthers to do his bit. It didn't lack, or should I say, lacked any power at all. They're beating the champions of England. They're in full voice. Orlickson. Steen lets it run for Foley. The referee takes a long, hard look at the situation and decides that Phelan's tackle was quite fair. And here's the incident that Foley was incensed about. Thought he should have had at least a free kick because Phelan lunged for the ball. Never going to be a penalty, but Foley did seem to have a case. Into injury time in the first half now. Shouldn't be a great deal of that. Hardly any stoppages. The header from Cranston. Jin. Leghorn. Leghorn again. Tony Orlickson. Well, shoot on side is the policy of Stoke City. Didn't hit the target as Steen did earlier on. We're still putting the frighteners on Schmeichel. A good 25 yards out and really let fly. Had power behind it, but not the accuracy. Just a minute of extra time in the first half, and just one goal, that from Mark Steen. The Stoke City fans are joyous. Steen's goal after 33 minutes, a tremendous strike. It was a half-time score here at the Victoria Ground of Stoke City 1, Manchester United 0. An upset on the cards at the Victoria. Lead against the champions of England. Loudest cheer at the half-time break was when the PA announcer here gave out that Manchester United were losing against Stoke. United have made a half-time substitution. Lee Sharp, who was rested for this game, comes on, and Brian Robson, who injured his lower leg, we're told, takes a rest. That's 8 United players who are said to be injured at the moment. Hughes and Cranston collide. Cranston, an offender. First rail touch for Lee Sharp, the substitute. Kanchelskis back in, and it was going onto the head of Dion Dublin until Vince Overson stuck his nut in the way. And Sharp has an immediate impact on the game. Little bit of trickery from him. Kanchelskis wins the corner. And the Manchester United fans get behind their team. Alex Ferguson has gone down to the touchline to control his troops from the dugout. Corner taken short, and at the near post, Dublin causing problems. Prudhoe collides with his defender. A few jitters, but in his gloves eventually. Phelan. Ornstein again down the centre. Can't quite finish it this time. He only needs a couple of yards and he'll give you a goal-scoring opportunity. As Mickey Phelan found out here, caught ball watching a little bit. Steen let the ball do all of the work, but couldn't quite hit the target. But a very dangerous player. Overson beats into the ball. Sharp. Drossing. Prudhoe comes, takes his eye off it for a second as Dublin was bearing down at him. but does enough. May not be parading his strongest team, Alex Ferguson, but one thing's for certain, he doesn't like to lose. Steen. Full play. A rather hot shot from Nigel Gleghorn. Clarkson to Foley. Clarkson again. Wilson challenging Martin. Pallister anywhere will do. Header from Cranston. Behind you again. It's Steen. Phelan's clearance turns into a rather neat pass. Kamchelskis. Same angle as Steen in the first half, but not quite the finish of the Stoke striker. There must be something magical about that corner. It's almost an identical part of the field. Almost an identical move as well. It's one defender up against him, but he went to the opposite corner. And it remains Stoke City who have the lead. There is the scorer of the goal, Steen. Several players running forward. He's missed most of them out. Foley has to backtrack. Leghorn can't keep a hold of it. Carruthers with a shot. Oh! What a shot it was. Lou Macari has this team fired up. It's shoot from anywhere. Carruthers turned and hit it first time. And Schmeichel was almost caught out. The referee has given a corner. It must have taken a deflection off somebody. Possibly the very fingertip of Peter Schmeichel, or maybe the bootlace of Phelan. Orlikson. Cross to the far post. Pallister in there. Schmeichel drops it and almost scores an own goal. But the referee, if anything, takes pity on him and protects the big Dane as if someone 14.5 stone and 6'4" needs a great deal of protection. Great cross in. Schmeichel came for it. And it was a clash of shoulders, and the goalkeeper just missed the key, was fouled. Hughes. Clarkson. Orlikson in a bit of a muddle. Dennis Irwin. Had a very good game, Dennis Irwin. Carruthers gets around Phelan. Irwin's back there. Pallister again, rock-like, steady. Having to be skillful as well. Pushed to his limits by the Stoke City Terriers. Orlikson, neat little pass, nonchalant pass to Ginn, to Steen. Ball plays in the centre, Steen tries another shot from an almost impossible angle. And almost pulls off another mission impossible. Schmeichel saw the curling right-footed shot in the first half, which produced a goal. Similar power, and only a couple of inches away. How long will it be before he's in the top flight, I wonder? Could be time to throw Steve Bruce on to motivate the players and kick a few back sides. Darren Ferguson runs into a blind alley. Sanford. Easy header for Pallister. Leclerc wants to run with the ball. Hughes. Pretty sharp. Inside Warlickson. Cross towards Dublin. Good header from Dublin. And a good goal from Dublin. So simple when it came for Manchester United. Put it on the head of the big man and he'll score you a goal. So simple in the end. Lee Sharp beautifully flied it across. Dublin's header to perfection. And the textbook, old-fashioned centre-forwards kind of goal. And Dion Dublin really staking a claim for a recall to the Manchester United first team. 27 minutes gone in the second half. And Manchester United equalise. For the first time this evening, we hear cries of Championi, Championi from the Manchester United fans. Excellent cross from Sharp, international class, and that's why Dion Dublin was bought, to lend some height to the attack and some goal scoring to the attack as well. Gin to Foley. Steen's on the case. And Steen is just so sharp, it's unbelievable. There's no keeping a good man down. That wasn't even half a chance, it was a quarter of a chance. The Stoke fans seem to appreciate it. Look at this, that was a class goal. He only had to raise his foot halfway back, and the power he got was phenomenal. Those are class defenders he's skipping around, and certainly a world-class goalkeeper is placing the ball past. His second goal of the game, within 2 minutes, Stoke City are back ahead. Ransom underneath it. Foley comes away with it. Steen's control was good, he just ran out of field, and that's a chance for Manchester United to make their second substitution. Steve Bruce, with 5 stitches in his head, is going to take a risk and a straight swap for Mike Phelan. Well, he's used all of his aces now, Alex Ferguson. Martin, up and under, hopeful ball. Lee Sharp will keep chasing. A worthwhile chase as well. Pallister. To Irwin. Hughes. Kanchelskis. Ferguson sprays it wide. Owen looks up, who's in there? Dublin is, and he can't get his second. So dangerous in the air. I think Dion Dublin will feel he should have done slightly better than that. He looked as though he had a clear view of goal when the ball landed on his head. And by his standards, that wasn't a particularly good finish. Steen helps it on to Carruthers. Pallister hasn't really put a foot wrong all night. And Sharp steals in. Leclerc's tracking in the centre, and Leclerc can't finish. Just too casual. Quite rightly, he applauds the fine run from Sharp down the wing. Sharp really did sprint to get onto that ball. And McClare, to be fair, was under a strong challenge from Cranton. But it's little Lou Macari who's going to be doing most of the celebrating. Right on cue, referee John Key ends the evening. Lou Macari has another great occasion for his scrapbook to match those 11 years at Manchester United. The former Oxford man, Mark Stein, grabs the glory with 2 goals, pulling the game back for Stoke after Dion Dublin had equalised for Manchester United. And Mark Stein, the hero of the Potteries, makes it a very interesting scoreline going into the second leg at Old Trafford in a fortnight's time. Here at the Victoria Ground, a real shock. Stoke City 2, Manchester United 1.